Hi, my name is Christina and I am your librarian here at Christina's Bookshelf. And today I am bringing you Finding Mr. Wrong by Charlie Cochet, published by Dreamspinner Press. This one is has a couple different tropes in it. We have the epic second chance love story between two men that went from friends to lovers. Matthew Hart is the owner of Hart and Home. He's also the heir to the family monies. And should anything happen to him, his cousin becomes all of those things. Recently, he experienced a near-death kind of catastrophe. And he got to thinking, right now my cousin is acting totally crazy and I don't want him to have everything. I don't think he's ready. So I need to come up with a husband stat. He pulls in his assistant and says, this is what I need. Well, then we pull out a story of, this is why I don't have who I want to have, because they'd never add up to Jax Foster. Back in the day, Matthew was the scrawny kid who was constantly picked on, just ridiculed everything at school. The day that Jax Foster shows up is the day that changes all of that. They become like this, inseparable, the best of friends. And as they grow up and mature, so does their relationship. And it goes from this wonderful friends, protector, to lovers. Until one day, Jax and his dad just disappear. No trace, no word, cannot find him. This has left Matthew feeling betrayed. Well, his dad comes in, who is retired but still has a hand in the business. He's one of those guys that will never be like 100% out until the day he dies. And even then, he'll probably still find a way to have a say on what happens. He tells Matthew that he has this big project he needs Matthew to oversee. It has to be him. That something just absolutely wonderful, beyond amazing, is being commissioned. So Matthew goes to the studio to see exactly what this man does that they are hiring for this job. When he walks into the studio, he's just awed. The artwork is spectacular. But there's a couple things within the studio that grab Matthew's attention. And then he hears his name. Just a gasp, a whisper, and the past comes all back. The pain, the betrayal, the agony, the tears. Everything just hits Matthew at once. And a reunion that could have been grand and beautiful is laced with anger and sadness. So obviously it's not like this smooth sailing of, hey, I'm back in your life. Ah. No, Jax is kind of going to have to work for it because Matthew feels that Jax had the time, the means, the opportunity, did not take advantage. Therefore, did their relationship mean as much to Jax as it meant to Matthew? Another player in this game is Jax's father. He is a war vet. He came home not completely himself, but instead of seeking help for his issues, he's just kind of sunk lower and lower and lower. He has many addictions, and he's constantly getting himself into trouble where Jax is having to bail him out. This studio, this job is like Jax's last chance if he doesn't do something. And this is the part that gets me, is you've had years to do something, Jax, on so many occasions. Years to get with Matthew, years to tell your father you need help and to cut the cord and stop enabling him. And that's going to be one of the things that takes the star rating down, is because I'm so irate and not in one of those well written, you did a very good job ways. No, like, how could this person, this character, constantly do this? And I get it. He says, this is my only family. This is my dad. But come on. Tough love. You enabled him for everything. And then you're pissed that he does something that makes you pretty much almost lose the last bit that you have. You have no right to be pissed off at that. I could go on forever with this rant, but I'm gonna. So you have Jax and Matthew connecting. Jax's dad getting in trouble with the mob. Matthew almost dying. Matthew's family kind of crazy. Matthew's dad meddling in his affairs, but he does so in a wonderful way. And Matthew's fantastic, absolutely just spontaneously wonderful assistant. I loved this kid. He was probably like my favorite side character out of all of them, hands down. I'm hoping he gets a story too, because he deserves one. There's something about this guy. I honestly thought that maybe he was like some secret agent or something. Just how he presents himself, the knowledge that he has, how like proficient with things he is. My conspiracy hat came on when it came to this guy. It's probably why he's my favorite secondhand character, because there were so many side stories that I could create with him on how he became who he is. And I just want to know for sure. I'm probably like not even close to being right. Finding Mr. Wrong by Charlie Cochet, I am giving 4 stars because of the huge enabling factor that really just grinded my gears. And because there's this whole scene that happens towards the end when things start to come together, but it's presented to us in this picturesque wrapped box with this beautifully elaborate bow, and it just kind of had me saying, what the just happened? This does not make sense at all. Charlie tries to describe it in a way that makes sense, but it was a little overwhelming, and not in one of those good stimulation of the brains overwhelming. One of those overwhelming is like, you added too much spice to the soup. Other than that, I've pretty much gushed to you about how much I really enjoyed this book. The sex was fantastic. The chemistry between these two is fantastic. I really hope that Adam gets a book, not only because I want to know about Adam and his past, but I kind of want to catch up with these two over here a little bit. I like them a lot. So if you're ready to jump on board the Finding Mr. Wrong train, down below I'm going to leave the links for Dreamspinner and Amazon so you can click them and be on your way. If you've enjoyed my review, I'm going to ask that you help me with that YouTube algorithm and give me a like. Leave me a comment. I love to interact with all of you guys, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I try to get stuff out for you guys every Monday through Thursday, but I honestly never know what time. And that is the magic of the subscribe button, is that you will get a notification when I have something new for you. If you like me and think this chick's pretty awesome, down below I'm going to leave my Facebook page and my Twitter. If you have a book or an arc you'd like me to review, your request via website. Finding Mr. Wrong by Charlie Cochet, published by Dreamspinner Press, 4 stars. Bye. Hi. My name is Christina, and I am your librarian here at Christina's Bookshelf, and today I am bringing you a book that I was so excited about reading. I am bringing you The Return of the Chauffeur's Son by Tara Lane, published by Dreamspinner Press, and this book is already out now, so if you are just as excited as me, alright, before I go any further, picture this, a modern version of Sabrina, and before you gasp, not Sabrina the Teenage Witch,